do it.
Two microphones are opened. I'll just wait until you hear that, please, if you don't mind.
I don't know what we're hearing.
Oh, I think Robin is open up the microphones like.
Okay, can we hear
Yes,
us?
I hear them. So
all right,
yes,
shut
they
stuff
can hear
down.
us.
Transition to live show.
Well-oiled machine.
By NASA.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening
If we're
to the
NASA, we're
Overseas
never
Connection
getting to Mars.
podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go.
Oh my god. That was so funny.
I know. Well, the thing is, that Robin is getting ready to start the intro music any moment, I bet.
Hold on.
I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sorry, hold on. Okay.
Sits on his ass all day.
Sorry. Okay, so we have a fupa. So you didn't hear that this time.
We heard that last one.
What did you hear?
Sits on his ass all day.
That's how it started.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Okay, well, just start that again. Take two. We'll cut this out, yeah? I know what happened.
we won't.
I know what happened. I know why.
Greg, you just,
Hold on.
Greg, you just point when it's time for me to go.
No,
okay?
no, you don't need to. No, this is
I
learning.
have no control
I'm
over
taking the
this.
stabilizers off, okay? The reason why you didn't hear it was because I muted my microphone. And that mutes my sounds. So now I know. I'll
Yes.
never do that again. I'll just keep quiet.
Don't do it again.
Take two.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
Here we go.
Would you kindly? I think we're just getting started. I'm a witcher.
I think this is more than you can handle.
Sits on his ass all day.
Let's do this.
Oh my god. Welcome to episode 462 of the Overseas Connection podcast. I am your sick and sassy host, Nicole Radowski, and with me today is the ever lovely, ever always wearing a tank top, Greg DeLacy. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Thank you, Nicole. Excited
right.
to be here.
I'm
Excited to be
glad.
sitting and just I have no responsibility. Literally
Yeah.
no responsibility.
Yeah,
All
because you're a slacker.
I'm going to be here to be the craziness.
Light the fuses, bitches! I'm ready to blow! Boom, boom!
That was an
Yeah, I'll be-
unsanctioned sound effect. Unsanctioned, unnecessary, and very, very stressful. Did I press a button and do that? I don't know.
No, that was me, Robin. That was me.
And also with us, as you heard in the background, spinning the decks, doing his absolute best because he's amazing,
Yeah.
is Robin Tate.
That's so sorry. It's Rob. Rob I-N. I'm cool
I
now.
am not doing that.
It's
You're
Rob
Robin.
I-N. Hi, it's Robin Tate here, Ballymena, Northern Ireland. I am spinning the decks. As you can see from the middle of our wonderful screen, there is no chat feed there. I have no idea why the chat feed is not there. So, yeah, but it's still there. The chat's still going on in the Twitch, I'm sure. So, chat
Yes,
away.
there is Twitch chat. We just won't be able to see Mixer chat should anybody be on Mixer, but that's okay.
So,
We'll just
yeah, it's all right.
we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it.
So last week, Greg did a fantastic job running the decks, and Mark does a fabulous job. And it's my turn this week to learn this. So forgive me if hopefully the mic won't drop, or I don't do a Greg. You can't all hear us, but bear with me, and we'll try and get through the show. And I swear to you, over the next month or so, or month or two, as each of us that is going to spin the decks, as we call it, it'll get better and better and better as we go along. Okay, Nicole, that's me. Who else you got?
I also have the ever lovely Phil Olsen.
Thank you
my
very
quiet
much.
friend.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Yes, it's Phil Filthy from Birmingham, England here. Glad to be back on the show again.
Oh,
And it's
Phil,
so
right
smooth. So smooth.
I was just going to say, Phil, right about now, you have to be wondering, why did I ever agree to join this podcast?
Well, I was just thinking, how many years have you been doing this now?
Far too many. Far too many.
Well, no.
You'd never tell.
No, see, the difference, Phil, is yes, we've gone for years, but it used to be just a pure audio show that we would edit slowly and cut bits out and cut the ahs and the ums out and cut our good friend Richard. He fall asleep in a sleeping bag. We would edit those bits in because he never actually did
Those
that.
were the days.
Yeah, and then it came live audio, and now it's live video with multiple feeds and multiple stuff. So, yeah, and this is new. This bit of it's new to us, so it's amazing the progression of it. So, God knows what's
like
next.
Fox News.
It'll be like yeah, just the facts, ma'am. Yeah, so the next step is VR, and we'll go into VR chat. And
Oh no, we're not. No.
Oh, wait, Robin. I have something for that.
Inconceivable!
Okay, so I lied earlier when I said Robin was spinning the decks. I meant Tweedledum and Tweedleidiot. We're spinning the decks tonight.
All right,
It's
I will
dumb.
not do it. Robin, my hands are now off the sound effects keyboard. I promise.
keep it on your special purpose.
It's right where it needs to be.
Oh my God, y'all are awful. So, Greg, I know
Yes.
you have the weekend off. So
I
to
do.
speak. Tell us about that.
Jeez, there's birthdays. Damn it, there's birthdays.
I know there's birthdays. I can do them in a minute.
Okay, but are we at stories? Come on, I've got a list.
We are at story time, Robin. Yes, go ahead, Robin.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day.
That's done now. You can move on.
Yes, well done. So I actually have the house to myself tonight. My wife is down visiting her mom and her father, and so she's actually going to be there all weekend long. And then we timed this out well, so my son has a sleepover at his daycare tonight. So I'm just going to be gaming, eating pizza, and drinking. That's my plan.
Gaming, eating pizza, and drinking. Those are man plans for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I hit the gym earlier, hence the tank top. It is. Honestly, it's kind of a shame that I'm actually indoors right now doing a podcast. It is beautiful outside. It's almost 70 degrees outside. The sun is shining. It is a gorgeous day. So I know.
Can you see behind me?
I see light. Is that
Yeah.
sunshine?
See the light. Stay away from the
That
light.
is not sunshine.
Oh.
That is British weather. It's fucking cold. It's wet. And it's just nasty out there.
Slap it up, yeah. It was quite a nice day here today, thank God. For once, I actually got outside and done some things today. It was quite nice. So, not much. I had stuff. Yeah, did stuff. Yeah. Tell you what I did yesterday. I went to see a fantastic movie with the kids. We went to see Coco, and it was like a documentary about life in my hometown. And all about Mexico and the Day of the Dead. And I always thought the Day of the Dead was something about like Halloween. I didn't realize what my ancestors were about. It's about remembering the people who have passed. And I think it's a lovely thing. I think we're going to have a Day of the Dead here in northern Mexico at some stage throughout the year, because I think it's nice. You have the shrine of your great granny and your great great granny and your grandfather, and what a lovely thing to celebrate and the people that have passed. And it's a Pixar movie, and it was one of the most beautifully drawn movies that I've ever seen. It was great. I think it was a bit too much for some of the young kids. They hadn't a clue, especially people from Northern Ireland. Yes, Greg, you're waving at me.
Yeah, I just want to point out, I think Robin really only wanted to talk about this movie because he found the trailer and he put it up on screen.
Shut up. And yeah, but it was great. But but I would recommend you going to see it. It was good. There's something for the family. There was something for the kids, young kids. I don't think get it, especially that I know nothing about this. So yeah, I thought that was really, really, really good. So yeah, that's what I did yesterday.
I might try to sneak out to see Black Panther tomorrow. Since I mean, I have no responsibilities. I'm solo riding. So maybe I can find that single seat.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, my two boys went to see it on Thursday, and I think they thoroughly enjoyed it. So
yeah,
that's a good idea actually, because I'm solo this weekend too.
There you go.
I might actually go. Well, I don't know. Depends on if I'm dead by the end of the show or not.
Yes, Nicole. So you've got a bit of is it the flu bug or just a cold?
It's sinuses and allergies and cold because the weather here can't make up its mind. It's
Gotcha.
It was 60 the other day, bright, sunny, beautiful, and then this cold front came in and we got cold, wet rain, and then we had 2 days of nasty, humid weather, and then it was beautiful again, and then now we're cold, wet rain again, and it's like So,
how did that go?
it's just going up and down like a really bad heartbeat. I'm sorry. I'm done with
it's like the Dow Jones.
Yes.
Topical, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Bill, do you have major plans this weekend aside from hanging out with us?
Well, yeah. What else can I do? No, I was out enjoying the weather today. Just pressure hosing the front drive and the backyard, and celebrating my second week as a vegetarian.
Oh my god!
Finally went. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Finally went vegetarian.
I thought you were joking.
No.
Yeah.
No. I thought I was joking as well, but no, it's easy. It's easy. It has been so far.
How the hell are you gonna be? No.
Christmas is going to be hard, but I reckon it'll be fine. It'll be fine. 2 weeks in.
All right. So, question. So you're not going like full vegan. You're going just vegetarian.
Oh God, no. Vegetarian.
So what does that mean, though?
That means I'm still having milk, still having dairy, still having eggs.
Okay.
So no fish or meat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
and you're allowing yourself poultry, just uncooked poultry. Technically, eggs.
There's no choking chickens or anything.
Right. You just crack them open before they actually breathe.
Yeah.
Unfertilized.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, the day you said this, I thought you were joking, and then I thought about my day, and I had no meat that day, and it wouldn't be that difficult for me to probably go veggie, but I thoroughly enjoy my fish. I thoroughly enjoy chicken cooked well. I like meat. I love lamb.
Yeah, I mean it's
mint sauce.
It's a mix of it's a mix of ethical and health reasons. So I've been talking about it for quite a while, and we decided a couple of weeks ago that we're going to make the jump. I'd call it a midlife crisis, call it whatever, but enjoying it so far.
Damn, don't go vegan.
I applaud the move, Phil. I applaud the move, but I'm just going to point this out. If the human race had all been vegetarians, we would not actually be ruling this planet. We probably would still be stuck up in the trees being eaten by other carnivores. The fact that we eat other animals led to our dominance on this planet.
Yeah.
It's not a fact, but it's my fact.
Yeah, to be honest, if I had my own land and small holding, and I was, ethically breeding meat just for me and everything else, then maybe that would be a different matter. But no, I think doing my bit, and but I'm not going to keep telling people about it. I'm not a vegan.
True. You're not, and do you drive a Prius?
No. I drive
thank God.
a diesel.
That would have been a game breaker. You would have been fired from the show literally right now.
No, I drive a diesel.
Good man.
A diesel, but he uses peanut oil instead of gas.
All right.
No, sorry, I'm messing.
So,
just kidding.
Greg, did you get your Steam? Did you set it up?
I did. I did. I got a Steam Link, so I got that for TV. I have it set up temporarily. It's not the final setup yet. I didn't mess with the final setup yet. I have it plugged into my TV directly, and it's causing a bit of problems with the TV because the Steam Link never technically shuts off. And my TV is one of those TVs, when it sees a signal, it loves to turn on.
Yeah, no, but you can't.
So
are you sure? Because you can't, when you in the settings screen, you can go to stop streaming, sleep.
Robin, let me tell you, I kept turning off the Steam Link, and then I would turn off the TV, and then like 2 minutes later, it would pop back up, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So
fancy TV.
I unplugged the Steam Link for now, but it's set up. I just need to plug my Steam Link into my home theater, and then from the home theater into the TV, it'll work perfectly. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. And the whole reason why I got that is because I want to play BattleTech on my TV.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now you set yours up, Robin, because you showed us some beautiful video.
Oh yeah, it did. Yes. I was, well, actually, I've set it up. I have. When we get to the gaming bit, I played some games on it to completion. And it's amazing because where this computer is where it's running from, and it's going through a 50-foot cable to a hub, to another 50-foot cable, to another one to the house, then through a network to the Xbox, and I'm pumping the Steam Link into the Xbox, the in port, so I get my sound into my amp, and I do the network test, and it's not dropping any frames, and it's amazing how well it works. Now it automatically goes into that Steam big picture mode, which is like simple Steam, but you can pull the normal Steam up. Now I also set up with a wireless keyboard that I have and a wireless mouse, so I could quite happily, use it like a proper computer out there. Because you can set it to, it's not as default, but you can set it up to stream the desktop. But yeah, it seems like a viable way to get it to work. I mean, I actually played a round of PUBG over in the house from here, and it was fine. So, cool. I paid £18 sterling for it, 18 quid. So
yeah, I think I picked mine up for $28, but I know they were on sale before.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to wait. I didn't want to wait for a sale to come around. I was asking Mr. Webster about the Steam controller because I was kind of curious. Maybe that might be something to look at. And he said, honestly, if you get it cheap, sure, but don't pay full price for it.
Yeah, it is quite well. It's 70 odd quid over here.
It's pretty expensive.
Now, I bought my Steam Link from the Smelly shop, but it was weird because whoever got it for Christmas and traded it in never opened it. The box with all the cables inside it was completely sealed. It hadn't been touched at all. So I got a bit of a. I know Mark paid £3 for his, but I'm quite chuffed for that. But yeah, my son's telling me that if I get I'm using the Xbox controller with it with a long USB cable, and
you can sync it wirelessly.
Can my Elite controller? Can I do that?
No, you cannot with the Elite controller. It has to have Bluetooth in it. So the Scorpio controller or any Xbox One S controller has Bluetooth in it. That you can sync. So I did that today. It took a little finagling because it didn't want to sync at first, and then I was able to get it to sync, and so now I can use my wireless Xbox controller.
The Scorpio one? Yeah. Oh yeah, because Joshua had said if I get a little Bluetooth dongle thing, I could use the Elite. But yeah, I could use the Scorpio one. Yeah, interesting piece of kit. Interesting. So,
Yeah.
We'll chat in a little while about stuff, but it's opened up some new games for me. So, good.
And Greg, you mentioned Altered Carbon in the notes.
Yeah. So I finished up the show Altered Carbon. It's a really good show. I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't know what I was going to think about it at first, but all said and done, it is a good Blade Runner-like Netflix show. I don't know where they take the series from here. I think they do have plans for a second season, that kind of thing. But they kind of wrapped everything up in as far as like the immediate story went. So I don't really know where they'll go. I will say this is one of the shows that I have not seen as much total nudity as I have seen in a series. I mean, this show shows it all, both male, female, doesn't matter. They show it all. So not for watching in front of the kids.
Good to know.
It gets quite violent as well. But as far as
Netflix original series on Netflix.
Yes, it is a Netflix original series, and it is TVMA. But it's good. It's good. I was pleasantly surprised.
Sounds more like TVX, but okay.
Well, it has its moments. I'll say it does have its moments. Or I was kind of like, ooh, maybe I'll just watch this later when everybody else is asleep.
Slight apology. When we're watching gameplay, Nick Cole, you're called Murphy's Law. But apart from that,
that's fine.
Minor detail.
Yeah, it's your Sod's Law or Murphy's Law, not mine.
Yes.
I have no control. It's not on me. Did you have a birthday jingle? Is that why you were so bent about the birthdays?
No, I just wanted you to mention them. That was just it.
Oh, well, because I'm going to mention them now before we go on to games, because I know you're really itching to talk about some fun games.
It's good. You're teeing Robin up, though. That's good. It's good.
It was my JOB. He always screws with me every show but that we're on together by changing names. So I changed the order I did stuff just to trigger him. Little.
Haven't noticed.
Right. Sure you didn't. I have video proof. Anyway, so birthdays in the past week were Amherst 89. He turned 12. No, I'm just kidding. And Chris MJW.
Who turned 72.
Yes. So happy birthday, gentlemen. All right. So our gaming. I see we've.
Computer games. Today I feel like playing computer games.
I really hate all the sound effects. Anyway. Yes, I want to, Greg, to talk about your PUBG-isms and your anything else you've been playing.
PUBG-isms. So I started the week off playing some PUBG. Just got in a couple matches. Then, I mean, the bulk of this week I have not played like anything up until last night. I was finally able to get back into playing some games. And so I played some Mafia 3 last night. But talking PUBG specifically, got in some rounds actually this morning or this afternoon. With Orty, Ninecracker. I'm trying to remember who else was there. Red Bull, I think, was in it. And so anyway, we had a kind of a good little squad going, and we didn't fare terribly well, but we had fun, and that's the thing I like about PUBG. You know, I don't get a ton of chicken dinners all the time, although I do have a solo chicken dinner, Mike Chin. But what I like is the stories that come out of it. Just that, you know, and even when you die, but your teammates are still going, you spectate and you're helping them out. You're spotting people for them, that kind of thing. So it's a fun community game, if you ask me.
Yeah, I know Phil played it a little bit too.
Yeah. Solo this week, but still not haven't got a chicken dinner yet. I'm gonna have to resolve that. I know.
We need to resolve that. We do.
We came very close that one time. Greg came second.
Yes.
But yeah, for some reason this week I haven't been doing very well. I've been sort of getting in the 40s, 30s, and 40s solo. I don't know if they've changed something that's
yeah, you just got older.
Made me particularly worse. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I did. Another year older.
It's vegetarianism.
That's it. I've gone non-violent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pacifism.
That lack of meat.
Speaking of pacifism, I don't know if you guys saw the video that came out of PUBG where it got down to like 3 guys. 2 of them were in a duo, and they're like, "Where's the last guy? Where's the last guy? I don't see him. I don't see him." I'm pretty sure they were playing on PC, but suddenly they hear, hey guys, I'm right here. And they look over, and there's a guy laying in the grass, completely naked, devoid of any weapons or anything, clothing, the whole 9 yards. He was just in his underwear, laying in the grass next to them. And he's like, it's all good. I'm the last one, so I'm just going to back out into the blue zone and die. He's all, but I just wanted to make it this far. And he got to the final 3. Yeah. And I'm like, I think the 2 guys with the weapons should have actually ducked out into the blue zone and let the guy in the underwear win the chicken dinner. Because that's amazing.
What happens if you don't? Say you're down to those final 3 and they go, here, we're vegetarians. We're not going to shoot each other. And they all right. and they all get into the middle of the circle and they
huddle. They huddle together. So what happens, the circle eventually disappears completely. And so what happens is whoever has the most health at the end of time, so to speak, wins. So we all 4 of us could be in, the blue zone, dying, but whoever dies last, so to speak, is going to win chicken dinner.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So the circle does eventually go away, which I did not realize. I figured it would just get down to a little small area and stay, but no, it completely goes. This way you can't have somebody, holding up a game, because literally we could have 3 of us get into that small little circle. If it didn't collapse down, we could say, okay, we're not going to shoot one another. We're just going to keep this game going forever.
Okay, cool. I haven't got a chance really to play apart from just testing the Steam Link.
Yeah. We should play after the podcast.
Yeah, it might be a thing. Yeah. See, you're free. And we can get chicken dinners.
And awake.
We can get you. By the way, speaking of this whole beef thing, this veteran gamer, I listened to some of the veteran gamers this morning, and
right.
And the Stu Fowler guy has sort of stepped back a little bit. He sort of went,
oh yeah,
yeah.
He realized he stepped into it. Yeah. And I noticed Chinny didn't realize what he was stepping into. You could see that also. You could hear it in his voice. He was like,
it's my stag. Don't forget, it's my stag.
So I still think you need to bring the inflatable Sumo doll costumes.
No, or at least get Stu Fowler as high as a kite and get some good video footage of him.
I think that's going to be a problem.
No, I don't
I'm
think
just
so.
going to throw that out.
I don't think so. I know what happens in Amsterdam stays in Amsterdam.
Thank God.
Or lives on Facebook forever.
Yeah. What was that about the cups? Anyway.
No. Mafia 3 though, Greg. Mafia 3.
Mafia 3. This is a game that I think just got really underappreciated. I know they just had some layoffs on their staff, so that's unfortunate. But Mafia 3.
Coming up with the news.
Me? Oh,
yes.
I didn't know. Sorry, my bad. But Mafia 3 is a really good game that did not do well in terms of sales, as far as I know. It kind of has always been overshadowed by Grand Theft Auto because they're very similar in vein in some respects. But Mafia 3 to me is a solid game. And if you want a good action adventure GTA-like game, it has decent shooting mechanics. And actually, I love the silencer in this game. When you have a pistol with a silencer on it, it is satisfying to just be sneaking around buildings and taking other mafia guys out with the silenced weapon. Just 2 taps to the head, they're down.
I'm really looking forward to playing this, actually. I bought this or won this at the Midlife Gamer Do this year, and I have the full collector's edition, and it is gorgeous. The artwork, the books that are in it, the story of the making of. There's some vinyl records in it and stuff with the music on it. So I'm looking forward to it. So, and I know people say it's long in the tooth or something. Is that right, Greg? I mean,
it does get a little long in the tooth. I mean, the missions at the end of the day are not super varied. So a lot of it is just go take out these crime bosses in their territory to overtake it. But the story itself is decent. And again, the gameplay itself is good. So if you do it in chunks and kind of come back and revisit it, I think that's the best way instead of trying to power through the whole thing. Because if you try and power through the whole game, it is a longer game, and it will get a little bit grindy. It will get a little bit the same.
I don't mind.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Mafia 2.
Oh yeah, I think everybody did. Yeah. By the way,
I spent a lot of time there.
It's now available, or soon to be available, backwards compatible.
It is now. Yeah, it's available now. It's just appeared in my games list.
Yeah, I happen to actually like this game better than Mafia 2. I feel like the world in Mafia 3 feels far more alive. Mafia 2, that was my biggest complaint was, you got out into the open city and it just kind of felt like you were the only one in the open city. There weren't really a lot of pedestrians on the sidewalks or anything. There wasn't really any shops to be able to go into. And it felt like, they built the open world, but they kind of missed the open world part of it.
Yeah, but they did that with Mafia 2, but it was focused. You went from mission to mission where they bowed down to, let's do some things in the middle, and it's neither feast or famine, or vegetarian or vegan. It is they should have just kept it the way Mafia 2 was, and I think it probably would have been received better. Just focused on the story.
I disagree. I mean, the story to me is fairly focused. Like, you can follow and play through the story at a good clip. It doesn't hide kind of what you need to do to progress the story. But the world that you're in Mafia 3 feels much better, more realized than Mafia 2.
Okay, well, good for me. I can't wait.
Yeah, you will enjoy for sure. And that's me. That was it. That's it. Yeah. Oh, okay. I snuck in a tad bit of Sea of Thieves last night for like 10 minutes. Not very much, but I did my character creator. They have a stress test this weekend, so anybody who was in the previous Sea of Thieves beta,
are you sure it's Sea of Thieves and not CU Thieves?
CU Thieves, whatever. Let's not hate. My phone likes to talk for me. We know this. Yes. But yeah, Sea of Thieves, they're doing a stress test this weekend for 48 hours. And so anybody who's been in the beta before or pre-ordered the game, you can get back in and play more Sea of Thieves. So yeah, I fought some skeletons. I got a treasure. It's a fun game. And God dang, that water looks amazing. And I know everybody talks about it, but it is like the best water I've ever seen in a game. I mean, you're out in the ocean and you feel like you're in the ocean. So,
speaking of water, Bill played Subnautica in the water.
Yes, very good link. Very good link, Nicole. Subnautica. So that's taken over my gaming pretty much for the last few weeks. I've had it since it came out on Game Preview. It's still in Game Preview, but it's really good. Really good. Now there's the plot. At first, I didn't think there was a plot to it. I didn't think there was a storyline. But now things are heating up a bit. Encountering different giant creatures, without trying to give too many spoilers away, and different entities.
So they have added new creatures? I haven't played it since it first came out.
Yeah, so the further you get away from your original place into the different biomes, there's different creatures, and as you get deeper into the water, as you get the ability to go deeper, you come across much scarier, bigger things. And also there's islands as well that you can go onto dry land.
Yeah.
Nicole, and certain things on the islands.
I was going to ask Nicole, how long ago did you play?
When it first came out.
My
son and I played the crap out of it when it first came out. And it was a little frustrating at first. Mm-hmm. And I still liked it anyway because it was kind of Minecraft-y in the way that you got to build your own underwater building the way you wanted. And we had fish in a tank or something stupid. I don't even remember. But there was nothing else to it. So it got boring really quickly. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into this and seeing what it's like now because you've played it.
Right.
And Bill's played it. And I have it. And I need to play it again, apparently, because it's seeming like they've added, no offense, some meat to the bones.
Oh, completely. They had a huge update. They said they added the story into it, which was missing before. They also did a big graphical update as well. So, I mean, I think you're going to look at this game in a whole different light.
Nicole, do you remember? I recall playing this on the Xbox One, and I went through my list of games, and it popped up as games that I had played. Do you remember? Because that must be 6 months ago or longer that when we first played that demo. But
oh my God, no, that was longer than that.
Was it longer? I can't remember whether that was in the preview program and you had to pay for the preview, or was it free?
You did.
Yes.
Because I was almost expecting, because I paid for that preview program, to get this. But
you have.
You have.
You have.
You might have uninstalled it, but if you bought the game, you have it. But the game preview does allow you a 1 hour trial. All game previews get a 1 hour trial. So if you do the 1 hour trial, it will call it like you own it, because it says you have the game. Yeah. So if you didn't technically buy it, then
that's maybe what it was.
Yeah.
That's maybe.
Yeah, you may have done the trial. I know I bought the game for Sean because he was like, "Oh, I love this, love this, love this," and I'm like, "Well, it's something that I don't have to worry about him," because he was probably 9, almost 10, or just turned 10 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, at least this way he's not going around killing people. It's not Call of Duty. It's not Gears.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just love that game. Where he gets to chainsaw people. So it was a nice, clean game that I thought, it would be good for him to play. So I remember us buying it, purchasing it. I just need a bigger hard drive. In this case, bigger is better.
Yes. And I don't. Yeah, hard drives might still be cheap. I'm noticing things like, the GPUs are going insanely expensive, but I also noticed RAM seems to be creeping up in price as well. Because I was thinking about adding in 8 gigs on the computer, and then I thought, you know what? I'll wait a little bit. I don't need to do it right now. Anyway, sorry. PC talk.
You're fine. And Phil, what else have you played?
Well, the Track guys have just started a little challenge for Crazy Taxi, because Crazy Taxi's just come out on the free games with gold. So old Parsnip Nose set up a little challenge to try and get the highest score within the arcade mode. So we're ploughing through that at the moment.
Crazy Taxi, goodness me.
Yeah, I didn't play it originally, so it's quite good. It's frustrating. And learning what's going on and what you get penalised for and everything else, picking up fares, it's good fun.
Very good.
I haven't played that one yet. I haven't even thought about playing that one.
Is the camera all over the place? I can't remember. Like old games, the camera was swung over everywhere.
It's not too bad, actually. The controls are fairly non-intuitive. So reverse, changing gear, you have to use the A button to click into reverse, and then to change back into drive, it's the B button. So that doesn't feel too good, and there's the right trigger to accelerate. So it's but once you get used to it, it's a bit of a fun game. Very loud, very brash.
Yeah,
my kind of game.
Yeah,
cool. Loud and brash. Robin, what have you been up to?
Oh my goodness, what have I been up to?
I know you've got a list, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what it is this week, but I just managed to stay away from PUBG. And with the Steam Link, I set up this game that people talked about like mad. Yes, Greg.
I'm trying to do my one-finger death punch.
Oh, okay. And I played this game called Abzu, which is. I had heard it was a bit like Ori and the Blind Forest, but I was wrong. It's more like Journey. In fact, some of the guys that developed this was on the Journey team. As you can see from the feed, you're a scuba diver. Scuba, and you swim. You swim through the sea. You see lots of fishies. There are puzzles, but nothing more than click on this to open a gate or click on that to open a gate. Nothing really kills you. At one stage, there are these landmines, and they give you a bit of an electric shock. And it's very pretty. It's very nice. It's very Journey. It took about probably 3 hours from start to finish. And I really don't know what all the fuss was about. I didn't get it. It was nice, but I don't know. I got 8s and 9s out of 10s. It's an experience game. I think actually Journey had more heartstrings about it, you know, climbing up that mountain at the end of it. Oh, but this here, I'm swimming around with the fishes and dolphins and sharks. And
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, you know, it's
you
not
swim with the fishes.
Swim with the fishes. Yeah, it's a mafia again. So
yeah.
So you know that's good. It was. I think it was.
Is it pretty water?
No, it's yeah. Look, it is pretty, but I don't think it is really gorgeous. You know, it's cartoony, but it's not like, oh my god, Sea of Thieves water sort of thing. I don't think it's as good as that. So yeah, it was okay. It was all right. I'm glad I played it. I'm glad it wasn't that much longer. So, no. But the most fun, if I can say fun, that I had this week was with a classic game from way back, and that's Metro 2033.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, and I played this in a very, very weird way because I've actually played the second game first. And now
I did the same thing.
Yeah, and now I've went back to this.
I did the same thing.
So it was like, I know all the spoilers for the game. You know, I know how the first one ends before I even started. And actually, that wasn't a bad thing. So if you don't know, where have you been? Metro 2033 is, you're in Moscow. There's been a nuclear war years ago. Everybody's moved into the underground, the subway stations, and everyone's splintered into little factions. There are Nazis, there are little communist groups. There's places that are sort of neutral, and there are things that have mutated from the radiation. And you play the character of Artyom, who is a bit of a silent protagonist, but he's working his way through the subway on some sort of mission. They're going to try and destroy the bad people. And it's, the gameplay wise, it still plays really good. It's starting to show its age. I mean, I think Metro came out in 2010, so that's 8 years ago. It still is fine, but you know, the faces are a bit basic, I suppose now. But it's still a very, very playable game, very atmospheric, not scary, but Alan Wake hairs on the back of your neck. And
creepy.
Yeah, in places creepy. I think I always remember Duke talking about not having enough air. Yeah. You have to change the filters in your masks when you go into a radiation zone. And I think they changed it or tweaked it that there was more available. I don't think I played it on the easiest level because I got an extra achievement at the end of it all. But yeah, interesting weapons, interesting game. You can pick it up as cheap as chips. If you haven't played the Metro series, this one, and especially the second one, and if you look, I'm now looking forward even more to the new one that's coming out in a month or two's time. So that should be fun. I suppose the other thing that I played was for a couple of hours with the kids actually. One Fingered Death Punch on the PC, and this game was 79p at the moment. This is a game that came out years ago, and it got lots and lots of traction.
Right.
And literally, there are two keys, so you can play it with a controller and press, two buttons, or a mouse, left and right. Doesn't matter if you move your mouse around the place. Doesn't matter. So, and literally, you can kick left or kick right. And when the little guys are coming along, there's two little grey bars, and when they're in that zone, you can hit them. So it's wee stick men, and away they go. And for such a simple game, with only two keys and no movement, it is so frustratingly easily difficult and fun, and it's cool. It's for 79p. It was worth.
Do they just walk up to you, or do they drop down too?
Yeah, they drop down and walk. So you'll get all the grey guys that come towards you. One kick, and they're gone. There's guys that are blue, and they hit you, and then they take two kicks, but they'll jump to the other side. So you have to hit left and right, and it's cool.
kind of reminds me of, there was an old arcade game called, I want to say it was called Karateka.
Oh, there was a bit more graphics.
Might be saying that wrong.
Yeah.
Well, there was far more graphics to it, but the gameplay itself, the way it was, I was watching it on screen, it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, very simple. Karateka. Yeah, because Karateka would be right, because it was, you ran a bit of a little corridor. It was similar to that. I get that. Yeah. But it was the whole thing with the giant bomb guys and people like that. And I thought, well, look, at 79p, I'll give it a whiz. Look, here's me playing PC games. And that's where the joy of the Steam Link is. I wasn't playing it here. Yep. I was playing it inside. So, that was fun. And when I finished off Metro, I got stuck in last night for the first few minutes of the wonderful Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now,
is that the freebie this month?
Probably. No, my luck.
No, I don't think so.
It's Revelation.
It's India.
It's India. That's India. That's the little small one. Those Syndicate is the one that's based in London. I stayed away for a while. The last game I played an awful lot of Assassin's Creed was Black Flag. And that was was that last year that I did all that, or a year before? Can't remember.
Probably 2 years before.
And it was a while ago. I've had a big enough gap now that I'm feeling the urge to play more Assassin's Creed. So I played. I think the story sort of goes. You can play as, I think it's brother and sister. So the first chapter is with the guy, and I just finished it. And I just started with the sister, but it looks good, and it's all the same sort of thing, running and jumping. But now we're in London. So I hear it's a good Assassin's Creed game. So I'll be playing that over the next while. So that's kind of what I've been up to, and I've had a good old gaming week this week.
Yeah, Nicole, I had a boring one. Yeah.
No, but you've played the game that I am actually itching to play with the community right now.
Rainbow Six Siege, and actually. I've been playing with Sarah like all the time on PlayStation. We were waiting for Mark to join us. Unfortunately, though, he has managed to catch the evil flu, so he hasn't been able to join us. I did see my cousin online playing for a few minutes earlier today, but wasn't in the mood to invite him to play. He's family. He can piss off. No, actually, I wasn't even sure if it was going to be him or one of the kids, because they're all on the same account. So I didn't even. But I will tell you, Sarah and I had an absolute blast the other day. Yesterday? Did we play yesterday or the day before? We've been playing so much; it's all starting to run together. So the bomb guys that come out when you do the terrorist hunt. Yeah. The guys that have the backpack.
That you scream like a girl at.
Yes, those. And I am a girl, so it's okay if I scream like a girl. So Sarah and I are in the airplane, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a bomb guy. And I'm trying to run, and I had to duck down to get through this little hole to get away from the bomb guy. But instead, I'm like, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, because I can't figure out the fucking controller. And I'm like, I can't make the thing go forward, and so when I die, it looks like I'm doing the freaking Macarena. So her and I have been singing. She sent me a message the other day. She's like, hey, Macarena. It's like, because that's the last thing you see is me just going up and down before I get below the bits. It's absolutely hilarious. But I love this game for the community, too, because it is a lot of fun when we do stupid crap like that. It's also a lot of fun when you get these kick-ass kills like through doors and windows that you haven't even broken yet. And then we did notice something else today too, and I'm going to mention it. Y'all can argue about it or you can let it slide. But we noticed that girls happen to play differently than you gentlemen do.
In what way? Did you say, Nicole?
Now, wait. I
said differently.
No. I'm going to, I think, put a correction into this statement. You guys play differently than Mark.
Okay. I'll let you have that one. We're very she and I,
Right.
when we play, we're not. And that was one of the things is like sometimes my character needs to stand back and scan a lot of areas because she looks for all the nitro cells, and that's her job. And so I'll tell Sarah, hey, go there. There's some here on the left. There's some 5 meters away, right on the floor, and I'll tell her where everything is, and then we'll pop them off a little bit here and there. But her job is to make sure I'm not getting my ass shot. And then there are times where she'll take her little rover, and I'll do all the shooting because I'm covering her back, and if people are coming out, it's my job to protect her. We just take turns, and it's not like we're not running mindlessly into a room,
See, that's
What
that would be
what are you hearing?
Greg and I would be more like yeah.
Well,
exactly my point right there.
But that really is Mark. I mean, honestly, every time we play this game, we're like squatted up, whatever the case may be, and we're all kind of around it, and then suddenly we're like, wait, where's Mark?
Yeah, and
Where
he's
did
like
Mark go?
he's on the third floor.
Mark's like, oh, I'm killing everybody.
You know where I am. I'm dead.
Right.
I'm watching you.
Yeah. Match starts. Robin says, I'm dead. We say, where's Mark? And then it all goes to hell in a handbasket. It's pretty much the way it goes.
Okay, so I hope everybody gets to come out and play even after the show tonight, tomorrow. Like, I'll play on Xbox tonight too, and I have it for both. I have it for the PS4. I have it for Xbox. If I actually owned a PC, I might even have had it for that if it was available. I don't know.
Nicole,
you should mention the free play stuff, by the way, because
Yes,
that's
and
one
it
of the
is.
games.
Nicole,
It is
Sarah
free play.
Sarah hasn't played Rainbow Six with anybody else apart from you. Isn't that sweet?
Oh.
'Cause I fucking rock. That's why.
No modesty here.
Oh, dear.
Actually, Sarah is awesome to play with. Like, we're very simpatico when it comes to playing this game. But it is a free weekend. It's free weekend on PlayStation.
Whoa. You're what?
Xbox.
Simpatica? What?
Simpatico. That's your language, Robin. Come on, you're from
It's pasta, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it? Like carbonara? Simpatica. What is simpatica? I've no.
Simpatico. Means
Sorry.
you're compatible.
Okay, sorry.
Simpatico.
Compatible.
Phil and I have not heard that word used in common parlance here in the United Kingdom. Have you, Phil?
No, I'm just looking it up now.
Yeah, thanks.
It's getting along and having mutual understanding with another.
Oh,
There you go.
That's nice.
See?
It's a nice word.
Y'all learned something.
Yeah.
I have edumacated you.
Okay, so am I tempting fate here because I'm breaking into you talking about it being free. I'm tempting fate by cracking open a new bottle of feckin' whiskey. By the way, Phil, I got you one.
Yeah.
So
This will only end badly.
yeah, no, I think we're going okay. I think I can risk one glass. Cheers, everybody.
Oh my
Cheers.
God.
Just a
So, the end of the show is happening as soon as he takes his first sip.
Oh wow, that stuff is gorgeous. Oh, it's still gorgeous. Oh. Anyway. Unsanctioned sound effect, and it's 2 marks against you now. So what were you saying about it being free?
Yeah, it's free weekend.
Yes, we said that twice.
Oh.
2 twices.
Yeah. If you are on Xbox or on PlayStation, you can play Rainbow Six free this weekend.
Yes, please come join us because it is lots of fun. Like I said, send me a message, send me a not a Twitter message. I don't get those for some reason.
Oh, the Twitter messages I get, I don't want to share.
There's been a few. I've showed you guys. There's been a few that I didn't want to get either, but I handled them.
Ooh.
I did handle them.
Really?
I handled my pictures too. I mean, wait, never mind.
All right. So, if Robin's paying attention, he'll know that we're about to.
Here is the fucking news.
Yep. It's that time. So, Greg, since you started talking about it, we're
Yeah.
going to start with the Mafia 3 developer Hangar 13 doing some layoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's staff reductions for Hangar 13. That was the developer behind Mafia 3.
Yep.
They said the quote from the rep from 2K said 2K can confirm there have been staff reductions in Hangar 13 in order to ensure that the studio's resources are properly aligned with its long-term development plans, i.e. we didn't make enough money off the last game, so we're going to have to let a few of you go. They further went on to say these reductions will not influence 2K's ability to create and deliver its products that are currently in development. We already finished them. We will never take these matters lightly, and we're working with affected employees to support them and explore potential opportunities throughout our organization. Here's your final paycheck. Please see HR.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's sad because, again, Mafia 3 was a really good game. It just, let's face it, it came out in the shadows of Grand Theft Auto 5, which created this amazing online universe, and Grand Theft Auto 5 just ruled the roost, and Mafia 3 was always going to be the ugly stepchild.
Yeah, but is there not a thing here that this is inevitable when games wrap up? You know, I mean, they usually lay people off long before this, actually. So
right, which tells me
they should have been working on a new project.
Well, and according to them, they were. So that tells me one of two things is happening: either that 2K is not valuing what they're doing now enough to say finish that product out, or 2K is saying, look, you know what, it's been a good run, but this new product, it's getting close to finish, and we honestly can't support the level of employees that we have there based on what you guys have done in sales and what we're kind of anticipating this new game is going to get and deliver. I mean, yes, you do see layoffs from studios from time to time. Typically speaking, studios that have a lot of projects in play and that are highly regarded by a company don't see this kind of layoff. I mean, have you heard of Rockstar going through a major layoff? No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a floating staff roster.
I'm sure there's turnover. I'm sure there's turnover.
Contract resource.
When it gets to crunch time,
Yeah, but contracts ending versus layoffs is completely separate.
Yeah, you don't report contracts finishing.
Yeah.
Although I should actually say, despite the shortcomings, actually I should read a little further. So Mafia maybe it didn't do as bad as I thought. So Take-Two Interactive touted the game's success, noting it's in its fiscal year 2017 second quarter report that Mafia 3 is the fastest selling game in 2K's history, generating 1 week sell-in of more than 4.5 million units. So maybe this is more an indictment of what they're currently doing as opposed to what they did. Yeah.
Yeah, because that confused me also. Isn't 2K responsible for some of the Borderlands stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so 2K is the publisher, so 2K published Gearbox's games.
Right.
They publish Rockstar's games. So they're more of like the overarching publisher, but they own a lot of these studios.
Right, which makes me wonder how that would. I mean, Borderlands was massive, so how how Mafia 3 would be selling more units in 2K's history boggled my mind when I read that.
Well, so key distinction. So 2K kind of separates things out. So Rockstar is kind of their own entity under the 2K umbrella, and Gearbox is not owned by 2K. So
Gotcha.
2K merely, I think.
So what defines? I suppose it's different for every single game, but what defines a success? When we had this with Tomb Raider a few years ago, that 10 million sales wasn't enough. But 4.5 million units in its first week, you'd like to think that leveled out at least 8 to 10 million in its tail. You'd think that it sold all right. So what is enough? What is? I don't know. It seems crazy figures. I mean, I bought one.
Yeah, I mean, It all depends. I mean, this is the book stuff, right? So you're looking at how much this game costs to make, how much did this game cost to market, because that's another big part of it, and then how much it pulls in on revenue, because even though it's selling for $60, 4.5 million units, in its first few weeks, okay, great, but then if it completely falls off, if it doesn't sell that well, they're having to reduce the price on the game. Now suddenly you're not making as much revenue on the back end, and maybe this game is breaking even, or maybe not making enough to cover what it cost. I don't know.
Maybe. There you go.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's sad that they're going to lose their jobs, but I mean, it's kind of the nature of the beast in the gaming world. Things flip very quickly in the gaming world.
True.
So, speaking of flipping things, we're going to flip over to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. They've been doing a lot of discussion on the cheaters for the PC versions, and they're doing more and more updates to try and curb that. They have a new one that allows the players to actually report other players directly from the get-go. And it says...
I always get concerned about systems like that because, one, I guess I'm assuming that PUBG and that they're going to be doing their due diligence and looking at these reports and making sure it's not just somebody griefing somebody else, or quite honestly, I mean, there's how many times have you heard somebody saying, "Oh, that guy must be cheating just because he beat them," right? Or they got taken out by somebody. Now, in PUBG situation though, it is pretty clear when somebody's using some of these mods, especially with their new replay system.
What do you see? Or what happens?
So what you'll see, because the game now on the PC side is using replays, so you can see the replay shot, the kill shot.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So you can see literally guys shooting into the side of a mountain and shooting players that are like miles away.
Oh dear.
So those hackers, that's easily identified. But I do get concerned when you have these quick self-reporting kind of tools where it's like, oh, that could be potentially abused.
Well, I'm going to finish reading what they've supposedly done here. On the Steam page, you can find PUBG Corporation's sandbox survival game. The developers posted an update that explains all these new measures and it may address some of your concerns. The big new solution is to implement that reporting tool that I mentioned. It allows people who aren't even killed by a hacker cheater to report an individual if they happen to pop up during the replay. So I'm thinking it's replay specific. This is exceptionally progressive, new tool for putting the power of reporting back into the hands of the players, which we know with all of our lovely snowflakes, if they're not in control, they'll cry. The developers call this an effective and efficient way to help the community, make the community managers aware of what's going on so the appropriate measures can be taken to curb the problem. So hopefully, them having said that, there will be people reporting whatever, but they'll have all the proof they need, and those people will be there to say yes or no, this did not happen, and not just let them randomly report anybody. It says that PUBG is one of the few games to utilize the tool, as most games rely on standard reporting tools, either in-game or through a lobby menu, which I know we've done that with Xbox in the past, like Halo and such. And that typically you pull the report feature, select the player who is the suspected culprit of the game breaking activity, and then you either select what the player did or type out what you witnessed them doing, which we've all done this before.
Yeah, in the 360 days, yeah.
Yeah, and this is as you can imagine. Oh, yeah, yes, definitely 360 days. The old reporting method was ripe for abuse, which it was, and given that players who perform poorly against expert players could oftentimes use the tool to file false reports and hope to get ace players banned. Now, I know for a fact my daughter has been a victim to this quite a few times because I'll watch them play Overwatch. and then
Right.
she'll get banned. And I'm like, what the heck just happened?
Huh.
And somebody, like, they'll play the same teams on and off quite a few times in a row. And she is a really good player. And she'll get some nasty message, and then the next thing we know, she's banned because she got reported like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Yeah,
And it
bastards.
really pisses me off. Because, but it's because she's a good player, and they're tired of getting their butts kicked.
Yeah, that's.
It happens to me
That's the
all the
fear.
time. Every game I play, that happens to me, Nicole. Every time.
I get in trouble for sass. That's when I get in trouble. Communication.
Yeah.
Surprise!
They need to have separate ratings, one for vulgarity, one for cheating, one for temperament or something. This way you could just see Nicole's would be like maxed out on vulgarity, and then everything else would be fine. Phil,
Upwards.
I have a question for you, Phil. Have you ever reported anybody?
I don't think so. I think maybe in the early days of the 360, I probably reported people for sending nasty messages. I used to get quite a few nasty messages.
Yeah.
Back when I could play games well. Since I've stopped eating meat, obviously.
Modern Warfare
no good anymore.
2 for me would have been the most I reported people, doing that that little thing. You used to go and hide in the corner and shoot each other. To get their kill streaks up and stuff like that. They're so annoying, but yeah.
It used to be quite a bit on Halo as well.
Yeah, I think I think party chat has killed a lot of that. We play with who we want to play with now. It's
True. Every once in a while, I'll play with some randoms. I mean, you drop the N-bomb, I'm gonna report you. I don't mind cussing for the most part, unless it gets like, if you're one of those guys that's gonna play your music over, I'll report you. I'll block you.
I gotta say that's a horrible thing about PUBG during the lobby phase and while you're in the plane. It's open chat, open mic, and you have all of that and all of the bad mouthing and
Is that just on PC? Is that just on PC? Because I don't hear any of it on the Xbox.
No, just
in fairness, on the Xbox we're usually in party chat. Although actually, when you're solo playing, never mind. Yeah, they don't have proximity chat.
Yeah, I don't hear anyone at all.
Yeah, I do expect that to come, but yeah.
So I'm glad though that they're going to do these where they're allowed to actually see the suspected cheater and report it, and it be viewed by these. It is more progressive, I think, and we won't end up where we were in the past, hopefully.
Yeah.
And,
so related story. I'm just gonna dovetail here real quickly because this made me think about it. So about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, sitting on the couch, we're watching some TV, and my phone, I had the Xbox app open earlier. So I suddenly see this message pop up, and it's got a icon. It looks like a mushroom or something, and I'm like, okay, well, so I tap on it because somebody's sending me a message, and it's a message from, I think it was Diamonds39, and I'm like, I don't even know who that is, but it said, what you doing? And I'm like, watching TV. And then now I'm like, okay, who is this person? So then I'm like trying to look up this person while I'm still watching TV. And then I do get the response back, oh, just found your name randomly on random profiles, and I'm bored. And I'm like, okay. And then the message comes, how old are you? And so now I'm like, oh God, here we go. So I was like, I just put LOL, too old.
13, he says.
No, I just said LOL, too old. And then she's like, I'm 22. I'm a 22-year-old female. And I just said, yeah, and you're blocked and banned. Yeah, because I not even gonna mess with that. But yeah, I had one of those
random on PlayStation than I ever got on Xbox, and it was so freaking annoying.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever had something like that happen. I haven't had a message like that ever on Xbox Live. So I had to laugh, and of course I'm sitting next to my wife, and I'm like, yeah, banned, not talking to you. Please do not send any pictures. I'm just like, nope, nipping that in the bud.
Oh, but you're flattered. There is a bit of you're quite flattered by this. You got a little warmth in your heart.
Doesn't have a clue, and it's probably a bot anyway. No offense.
Or
some teenage boy,
Nigerian man in Uganda trying to scam me out of money. I don't know why I just said Nigerian.
Dear.
Uganda. Okay.
I had the call this week from the support desk. Hello, this is it was very clearly a Pakistani Indian call center, but it was a very English name. It was like Jonathan Jones. Hello, Jonathan Jones here. I'm from your technical support department. I says, oh, okay. So what company are you from? Yeah, it's your technical support department. You've got a illegal IP address. And all right. And what company do you work for?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm from your company. Yeah. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I usually start fucking with them for a while because I get those calls. Usually it's hello, this is Mr. Jemison from Microsoft calling about your Windows activity. We're noticing some very bad things happening. And I'm like, really? Because my windows are all closed right now. But yeah.
Dear.
I know quite a few people who have fallen for that.
Yeah,
though.
there must be people who do fall for it.
Yeah.
I do remember getting a call like that once, and I told him I had a Mac, so it wasn't a problem.
When I have the time, I ask them to hold. Yeah, just leave it there for a minute or two.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
All right, let me finish with the PUBG stuff, because that was the PC side. For the Xbox side, you guys know you're getting some map.
Oh, the Miramar map is coming.
Yes. And so they're still not sure if it's going to go to, like, the PUBG is going to go to PS4, but they did say that they're going to do some more updates and on the looks of the game. But when they do it, it's not going to include the desert-based Miramar map yet because the map's really not ready for release.
Yeah, they were talking about that on the PC side, that I guess a lot of the PC players have really soured on the Miramar map because there's not a lot of cover. So you're just running in open desert, which it's gold desert, and your characters stick out like sore thumbs, so it's easy to get picked off. So they're adding in a bunch of trees, they're adding in more buildings, so...
They should, because that's the whole point of the game, right? Is to be able to go raid a building, go hide behind that one tree in the middle of that field, or that one rock, and shoot at people around you. So, yeah, just running through the desert, I could see being quite a pain in the bum.
Yeah, I think they should nix the desert map and they should introduce an Antarctic map.
Yeah, that's the next one, isn't it? The snow one.
I'm kidding, by the way. That would be a horrible idea.
No, that is the next map. Seriously.
I like the idea of a snow
map.
Yeah, I like a snow map, but give me trees, give me some snow-covered bushes, rocks,
a sleigh,
things to hide behind, and give me an outfit that's white.
Elves.
Elves or Santa Claus outfit. That would be awesome.
Oh, reminding me of Santa Claus, last week we had a jingling of medals. My medal arrived for Extra Life, so I'm all chuffed. I've got it, 90.
I'm still waiting for mine.
2017 arrived, so...
I believe Mark also finally received his long overdue T-shirt, which it took me forever and a day to ship him. But sorry, Mark. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
The worst part is I got to send Mark some money because he actually had to pay customs to get
Classic. The gift that keeps on giving.
I sent him his T-shirt and I gave him a couple little extra things in the package. So I had to put it through customs, and apparently customs charged him £20. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, that's wrong. So I'm gonna send him some money.
And God bless him, he's in the chat, right?
£20? You're lying. No way.
No,
that would be normal. Yeah.
Yeah,
he told. God.
And God bless him.
He's on what?
He's in the chat.
What did you send me?
He's in the chat right now.
Better not have been a girl.
So
no.
Just kidding.
God bless
you. You want to discuss the facts instead of the rumors, Greg?
Yes. So Google officially getting into gaming. They made the announcement, I think it was yesterday actually, that they'll be breaking into the game industry with their upcoming console and streaming service called Yeti. I don't know if that's going to be the final name, but that just might be their code name for now. But they do have a controller already designed. So that image, I don't know if Robin can find it or not, but anyway, so.
No, not yet. I looked.
It's going to be a streaming service. Apparently, you're going to, stream kind of similar to PlayStation Now. That's the common thought, is that's how Google is going to implement this service. You're going to be dialing in basically to servers to play games off those servers. So it'll probably be more like a Steam Link kind of device. Small, not, it's not going to have actual, I think, like processing hardware in it. Instead, you're going to connect up to their processors to play the game. So I don't know. I mean, one, I don't doubt Google, because Google has done a lot of really good things and they have made some successful things, but they also have hit and miss stuff. They've launched out a number of things that haven't necessarily taken off and been the bee's knees. So we'll see.
I gotta say, I was looking at we were running some video of inside the Google headquarters, and it just looks awesome.
Oh yeah,
it looks ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, you've been on the Facebook campus. I'm sure Facebook is kind of
very similar to that, by the way. Yeah, it was insane. So yeah, they live in a very unique world.
It's like a giant playground for, like, you would think it was for 2-year-olds, but it's really for 20 and 30-year-olds.
No.
I have been to the Google campus in New York. So they have a whole city block that they basically bought in the village area. And so we were out there for a presentation. They took us to the rooftop, and it sits looking out on the Statue of Liberty and the New York Bay. It was pretty amazing. I was like, holy crap.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Class. Super.
So, but yeah, so that's, we don't have any press news. There's no release date, nothing like that. So who knows?
Sorry, if I can just mention, we do have a quite a new person in the chat there tonight. We've got SRKBAXZ. Was that Cirque Basques? I'm sorry if I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. But he's been quite active, or she's been quite active. Sarah's in there. Martin, very happy that you're out of jail. Nicole, he is. He knows it's for real now. And of course, Bang Von Glor in there, and Pure Wee Mark Annex is in there as well. And they're all getting excited about the your Rainbow Six for tomorrow night. So that should be good fun.
Good.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm about to kill Martin and Mark, though. Just saying.
Oh, yes.
I wasn't in jail. I wasn't in rehab.
Are you sure?
Who else do I need to kill, Greg?
Oh,
not me.
No.
Not me. I'm innocent here.
Not me. I'm innocent. Not
Stepping away.
So I don't know, Greg. Do we have the quiz this week? Are we leaving it for another week?
We're leaving it for another week. I didn't want to overwhelm you. No. I didn't want to overwhelm myself last week, so I told Mark just shelve it. He's got it ready to go for next week. We will continue the gaming audio trivia quiz next week.
Cool.
Yeah. Phil. Oh, Robin, you snuck in. Look at you.
What?
Sneaky bastard. You've got 3 points as well.
Yeah.
But Kim is killing it. Now that I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
Kim has 4.
All right.
It's kind of cool.
I have more than Richard. That's all I know. Richard has a big fat goose egg, and I have 1. But I've only played 1 game, so whatever.
Same here.
Whatever.
Just saying.
Yeah, I remember you stole a point, Phil. You stole a point. Yeah.
Gems of War, the Kim didn't get.
Yeah,
that's right.
Again, Kim, how did you miss that?
Speaking
all right,
Phil,
what's next?
I would like Phil to read our new releases when we get some music from Robin.
We might not have music from Robin.
I know.
I don't know if we have the music for this particular segment.
It's playing.
It is
playing.
In the
I
background,
can hear it. Get to reading.
Okay, so for February 17th to February the 23rd, Bayonetta 1 and 2 collection on Switch, February 16th. Also on February 16th, FE or FE.
It is called FE. So I've heard the developers talk about it. They've called it FE. So it's spelled incorrectly. We can confirm this. It should be like FEY or something, but they FE.
Okay. FE on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. February the 18th, Long Gone Days on PC. February the 19th is The Station on Xbox One. February the 20th, Metal Gear Survive on PC, PS4, Xbox One. There's a beta for that at the moment.
I've downloaded it.
Vita?
Gotta try it.
Yeah,
Is
we
this
need to try that.
No, that's not the one. Never mind. Go ahead.
And I'm very jealous about this one. Age of Empires Definitive Edition on PC on February the 20th. I'd love for that to come to Xbox.
Oh, me too.
played
Phil,
that
you and
so
me,
much.
we'd be playing all the time. I love that freaking game.
One of my favorite all-time games. On February the 20th as well is Xenon Valkyrie Plus, and then Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 Plus on the Switch, February the 22nd. Ooh. Stellaris Apocalypse on PC on February the 22nd. I think that's a big expansion. And then Past Cure for PS4, Xbox One, PC on February the 23rd, along with Yume Nikki Dream Diary on PC. Which sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's playing on the video
now. Me up with the Nikki because my family calls me Nikki, but it's Nicki because my mom said she didn't want me to be a hoe, so I couldn't have 2 Ks in my name.
Wow.
She goes, I don't want you to have a hoe name. You can't have 2 Ks. That's why we spelled it with a C. I'm like, okay, whatever, Mom.
Sorry to all the Nickies out there with 2 Ks.
Yeah, but for the record, if you named your child Candy, you are setting your child up for a certain history.
Amen to that. And I will have to do a little confession here. I was going to have Robin read these.
Yeah, okay.
I was, because I had changed it to Age of Vampires just to mess with you. Because we had talked about it on the show last week. Baron von Glauer was saying vampires, and so I changed it to that just to be funny. And then I was like, nah. I'm like, poor Robin. I can't stress him out like that.
I'm actually enjoying myself here at the moment. It's actually quite cool.
He's getting drunk.
No.
He is. I'm not. Do you want to do the monthly freebies, Robin, or is that too much for you?
I don't mind at all. Not in the slightest. Yeah, so your monthly freebies. We have got on the Xbox One, we've got Shadow Warrior and Assassin's Creed Chronicles Ninja. And Xbox 360, we have the Split Second and Crazy Taxi. Of course, your PlayStation offering for February, you've got Knack and the wonderful Rhyme, which is playing on PS4 on our screens right now. And for PS3, Spelunker HD and Mugen Souls Z. And for the Vita, God Bless Its Soul, Grand Kingdom and Exile's End. And those are your freebies for February.
Yep, and remember our play dates tomorrow. We're gonna do Rainbow Six Siege. So look for us on the Xbox it is 2:00 for me, so that's 8:00 for y'all in the UK. I have to do math.
I hate math.
Yeah, I know. Yours is +5 everything.
Yep,
it works.
Generally.
All right.
Generally.
Greg, I'm gonna let you do the VAs.
Oh, my favorite part of the show. So victories achieved. I actually haven't done a proper victories achieved announcement in quite some time. So this is a contest where if you finish a game, we invite you to take a selfie with yourself in the picture as well as the game in the background, and you want to tweet that to @OC_podcast. And when you tweet it, throw in #victory_achieved. And we might just give you some money. That's the way this works. Once a quarter, we do a random draw of all the people that finish games, and we give out $20 on PSN or Xbox Live or even the Steams. And for those of you in the UK, you get shorted because we actually deduct 5 and only give you £15.
That's not right.
It's a joke. Anyway, so more importantly. Here we go. Victories achieved for this week. We have our local Irish-Mexican Bongo the Sane finishing out Abzu and Metro 2033. Adamski86 finished out Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Okay.
John Mouse finished out Resident Evil Revelations 2, Late Shift, and When Vikings Attack. And Denok TQ knocking out quite a few games. Dissidia, Final Fantasy NT, Dragon Ball Fighters Z, not Z, Z, and Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Oh my god.
And that is your victories achieved. And we have a special sound clip for you if you did victories achieved.
Victories achieved.
heaved. I did break a blood vessel when I did that.
I'm telling you, that's like my favorite thing ever. That and dick move, Robin. Dick move.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Denied.
Yeah, that gets used quite a lot.
Watch me.
It does. Oh, I did not hear that.
No, I don't know. Finger slipped. Sorry.
Motherfucker.
Watch.
You can
Watch.
All right. Let's get ourselves out of here, Nicole. What are we doing? What are we doing? How are we doing this?
We're having Robin play our schmexy jingle.
Oh.
You like us. We like you. See where I'm going with this? Follow us on Twitter at OC_podcast. Check us out on Facebook, fb.ocpod.com, or email us, podcast@ocpod.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes,
Seriously.
we would.
When that plays, I can't look you in the eyes. Avert my eyes.
Yeah.
It's just normal.
Oh, dear.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
it's yours.
No.
It's just
So
normal.
please be a part of our conversation as we broadcast on Twitch weekly, 11 p.m. in the UK. Screw the West Coast. 6 p.m. on the East Coast. 5 p.m. Central. Apparently 9 in Guam and 9 a.m. really in Guam.
Tomorrow, yeah.
And what was it? 8 a.m. in Seoul or something, or 8 p.m. I don't remember. It was something in Seoul, Korea. So you can find us on iTunes and Stitcher as well as YouTube. We welcome any reviews, so please feel free to, click that little box, say how much you liked or didn't like us, but you love us or you wouldn't be here. We have several clubs. You can find OC Podcast Club on Xbox One, on our community on PlayStation 4, which we have been posting in a lot lately because we've been playing Rainbow Six Siege and inviting anybody and everybody. And you can even set, on both of those, you can set it so that you get notifications that there was something posted in either one of those communities. We have an OC Podcast group on Steam, and we have the OC Podcast server on Discord. And that about wraps it up for us. So we're going to do shout outs. We'll start with the boss man himself, Greggles.
All right. I want to shout out Nicole. Well job on the hosting. And Robin started off rough, finished like a smooth wine.
How did it start rough? Oh, yeah, the mute. Yeah,
Were you not fucking part of the podcast? Come on.
One
Seriously?
mistake. One mistake.
That's what I said.
Hey, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I done the complete and utter intro, 3 minutes of talking last week, and you didn't have the audio switched on.
And then we redid it.
And I did it without even taking a breath. Oh, yes.
I know. Yes. You're a complete professional.
We're allowed one.
And well done tonight. Well done tonight on Spinning the Discs.
It was fun.
Phil, as always, nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Mark, feel better. Seriously, just get healthy, man. Get healthy. We're still thinking of Jenny's, and I know she's on the road to recovery now, so that's good. But obviously our prayers are still with her. Gary DeFelice, you've hinted at the fact that you're actually going to be able to meet me out in New York now. My hopes are starting to raise. Don't disappoint me. And I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to just pass the buck to Phil.
Thank you, Greg. I'd like to say well done to Nicole. Fantastic show. Amongst all the madness caused by the three of us, you've managed to keep us on track and to time. Fantastic job. Robin, as always, very smooth. Well, Greg, well done for taking a back seat. And
Robin,
thank you.
What the hell are we watching, Robin?
It's Orange is the New Black because, Nicole, just make her feel at home.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, y'all are in so much trouble. Robin, your shout out before I kill you.
Nicole.
Your last shout out ever.
Good stuff tonight, Nicole. Very good. You'll be again. This is, I think, what is your second or third time, and it takes a while to get you going, and we all bounce off each other. But it was great. Greg and Mark, thank you very much. I know, Greg, I've called on you through the week, and you helped me as well. And Mark, last week, your lessons. Apart from the mute, which, again, things will never do. And Greg will never unmute us as well. We've learned a lot over the last 2 weeks about this setup. So thank you very much. I think it went all right, actually. I'm quite pleased how it all turned out. And I think preparation is the key. Preparation. So thank you very much. And everybody that was listening. And I can't wait to do it all again sometime. So, laters.
Was there anybody else in the chat that we needed to
yeah. There was a electrical skateboard appeared. A good name. Bang Van Gloor, Martin, of course, RCDC, and Cirque Box. And, Mark is hanging in there as well. So, Mark, feel better soon. And all the best to Jenny, too. That's me.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. So, definitely thank you guys for being here. I would say supporting me, but we know better. Y'all were irritating me. No, I'm just kidding. You know I love you guys. I wouldn't do this if I didn't love you guys. And to our beautiful shatters, I didn't get to chat much because I was herding our deafblind cats. That 3 of my favorite deafblind cats, as a matter of fact. Phil and Robin and Greg. Just saying.
I resemble that.
So thank you to you guys. Thank you to the Shatters. Mark, please hurry up and get better so that we can have one show that goes off without a hitch. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm okay. Mark can't do a show without a hitch either. So come on, we're done all right.
Yeah, I know, but we got to make him feel better.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Then
okay.
Lots of love to Jenny. Do hope that she does feel better. Judith is still my favorite wife right now for her glasses that she got you. Those are also very schmexy.
Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. You guys can find me at nicole@ocpod.com. Send me an email, or at OC_Amaryllis on Twitter, Amaryllis on the PS4, and Amaranth on the Xbox. And we hope to see you guys tomorrow for our play date. And with that, we bid you adieu. That's all, folks.
Thank you for listening to the Overseas Connection podcast.
Change the scene, Robin.
See you same time next week.
If you like this podcast, there is another site you should check out, which is called VGHub.net. And on there, you find a bunch of links to other video game podcasts similar in vein to ours, but different in the way they're delivered. Some have all kinds of sound effects.
Are for old people.
Some talk about RPGs.
People say.
Come on now.
Some might say that.
No one says that.
Then, of course, you have links to, great forums.
You don't have any other friends.
So check it out. VGHub.net is a great starting point for your podcast discovery.